go to desktop and so I just shared the screen now. So can we see that?
Yes.
All I'll be doing now, I'm going to continue by working on this area. So this is where we stopped yesterday. So I basically just uncommented by, so here, so this is what we did yesterday. So this is exactly where we stopped in the project. Let me move this. So this is where we stopped yesterday. So this is the design. Then here is our code. So we have the HTML. So this is the HTML. This is CSS. So basically, we are able to complete 2 sections that yesterday. So we're able to complete 2 sections. So today we are going to start from section 3. So then the first thing I want to do, I want to move my opening, this comment opening tag, I want to move it downward. So I'll move it after the about. So this third section now is the about. So if I come back here to my page, so if I scroll down, so you see we already have the text here. So, and this is exactly what we want to simulate. So we want to simulate this area here. So the first thing we have to do, so let's go to our CSS, and let's add, so after our icon design here, so I want to add a comment here for section 3. Section 3. So we have the parent element as an ID of about. So the first thing I want to do is set the background color. And I will be using my variable. So I have the gray. I'll save that. If I come back here, so nice. Let's use the light gray instead. So instead of gray, so let's use the color light gray. So, I think it's even lighter than this. So let me copy a lighter color for the gray. So first, I'll type gray here. Better still, you can do light gray. Enter. So then we should be able to see different variations of light gray. So I'm here. So I can copy this code. I'll paste it here inside of this box. Enter. So you give me the color back. So I will use the RGBA. So basically what we can do is we can add some transparency. So let me remove this. So I'll paste the code directly, save. So if I come back to the
Browser.
So here, so you can see it now. So it's not exactly white, but it's a gray background. So another thing we need to do is we need some spacing. So let's set a minimum height. So minimum dash height of let's say like 50 font height. So it should be half of whatever the browser height is. So you are able to see it here like this. So also I want to add some padding. So padding, and now I want the top and bottom to be like 50 pixels, and let's do 100 pixels left and right. So whenever you pass two values, so and here, so you see the content of this. So this is exactly what we want to simulate. So we have the heading that is within this area. So according to the structure of the HTML, so here is the HTML. We have this heading one, and we have a paragraph, and finally we have a anchor tag. So let's give our anchor tag here a class of btn, because we want that to simulate a button. So down here, so you should see it like this. So the next thing I want to do, I want the whole of this content to be at the center. So all I need to do there is just for me to text align dash align, and I want that to be center. So I save that, come back here. So you should see everything at the center. So another thing I need to do, I want to increase the size of that heading one. I want to do pound about. So I'm looking for any heading one that's within that section. Then the font, the size, and I want to set this to be like 4 save. Come back here. So now, so you're able to see is more bolder. So yeah. So the weight, I think the weight currently is too much. So let's adjust that weight by just setting font dash weight. That should be like 500. Yeah. So let's bring the text a little bit more close. So here, so I want to go with letter spacing. And I want to do negative like 2 pixels. So the text are they are much more closer instead of having more space. So, and if you look at the weight, that is too much. So you can still reduce it to like stuff like 300, and now it's too light. So let's make it like 400. And that's the weight of the text. So I think this is a little bit better. So what we can do is we can increase the size a bit to like 5 red as opposed. So, and you should see the about us like this. So and here, so this, though the only difference we have now is the text. So this text, the handwriting that we are using is different from what they are using. And also, I think they use more space. They are more spacing at the edge than what we are currently using. So what I would do is I want to increase the padding to both sides. So set that to like 200. Then we should see the content like this. So we have more space at the edge, left and right. Then the next thing we want to do, we want the text to have more gap. So we can use this same selector to locate the paragraph that is within. So P, and the first thing I want to do, I want to set a margin top. So there should be some distance space. So like a 30 pixel, save. So here, so you should see some spacing. Let's use like a 20. Yeah. So we see this spacing. So here, so you see the spacing here, and here we have the spacing here. So the next thing I want to do is I want to have this text should still have more. So let me use like 300. I don't want my text ahead. So I think stuff like this is much more better. So when we look at it to this, and the next thing I want to do is I want to increase the size of the text, and also I want to give more line spacing. So back to the paragraph. So let's do fonts dash size, and we can go with stuff like 2 em. So let's check that it's too big. So let's go with stuff like a 1 point. Let me check 1.4. Okay, so this is a little bit better. Let me reduce it a little bit. 1.3. And here I want to set line height of 1.5 em. To save here. So 1.5, still more closer. So let's say like 1.8. And here, so you're able to see more gap between the text. So here, so you see you have here. So here, so this is exactly what you have here. So the next thing I want to do now is focus on the button. So I want the button to look like a button. So the first thing I will be doing is anything that has BTN. So this BTN here should be general rule. So I'm putting it here inside of section 1. But since I'm using it outside the scope of just section 1 now, so I want to have it as a global. So it should be right below my image. So because before section 1, so I have the BTN, and another thing I want to do is a 4% here. So why 4%? Where's 4% coming in from? 40 pixel. So 40 pixel. Then in here, so sorry. So I want text dash decoration to be not. So to be not. So remember that there's always an underline when you're dealing with anchor. I don't want that. And also another thing I want to do is I want the default color to be black. So I don't want the color to always be blue. So the color should be black. So in here, so you can see that behavior. So this color should remain black. So this color now is now black. So now, so I can now work on more specificity. So specificity should be under that section. So section 3. So I can now use this to look for the button that we have inside of the stack. So I can do dots. So I can be more specific, a dot btn. So any anchor there that has a btn. So I want to set a background color, and I want to use that yellow. So I use variable and primary yellow, color yellow. So if I save that and come back here, so you should see, well, this time around now, I see the color is very, so we have a yellow color, but it's too white. So compared to what you have here originally, so it's not as big as that particular one. So we need to reduce this, the width of this particular thing. So to reduce the width, what exactly do we need? And also we want to have some spacing at the top. So I want to perform two operations here. I want to reduce the width. So to reduce the width, I want to set the width to be, let's say, 300 pixels. And also I want to set a margin to the top to be like 20 pixels. So don't want it to be too close. So from here, so you can see the element now. So the 300 is too much. So let me use like 200. Okay, so stop like this. Then what I want to do is I want it at the center. So to be able to position it at the center, so what we can do is we can use this same margin. So let's specify margin. I want 20 for the top. So instead of 25 individually, I would go with margin. So this will be for the top, 20 pixels. Then we have left. Left is going to be auto. Then bottom is going to be 0. And right will be auto. So the end result should be this, should be at the center of the page. So add that to this. So we can add, so I think there's more space. So let me use like 30. So what this will do is we have more spacing. So we have more spacing. So, and here, so you realize that when I hover, it's more dimmer. So, and I want to add that over state here. Like when I hover on this button too, so I want it to be dimmer. So, so to get that, so all I need to do is to, yeah. So I want to target the hover state. Control V, colon hover. So hover state. So I want to set the background color to be that deep yellow bar, and deep yellow. So save that and come back here. So when I'm mouse on top, so it's more dimmer. So here, so this is my mouse over. So this it indicates that we are mousing over. Okay, so and that is for this section. So any question? Hello?
Hi, there's no question.
Okay. Okay, so let's proceed. So we have the next section, and that will be this area here. So we have this area. So what do we need to do here? So we need a background image, and we also have a section here where we have some content. So we have a section here where we have some content. So yeah. So I just want to go to my HTML. So let's add that section first. So to add that section, so I need to move my comments down. So the opening of the comments down. So, and this box is what I want to use for this. Okay, so what I want to do here is I just want to give these, so I don't really need any distance. So I'll use the ID to select this div. So to do that, so here, I just want to go with section 4. Section 4. Here, so we have 4. So now, how do I select that? So I want to use pound about, then I'll do plus, then div. So this next adjacent, these adjacent selectors. So basically what it's doing is going to select any element that come, that is any div element, it must be div, that come immediately after this about ID. So I want to set a border to be 2 pixels solid and red. So we have a visual of where exactly is that targeting on our page. So here, so if I scroll down, so I think I've not saved the HTML. So let me come back here. Let me save the HTML. So Control save here. So you can see the div that we have now. So is that section that we have after the about. So that's basically where it's targeting for us. So that is the idea of me using that selector. So instead of me giving another ID or another class, so we can basically take advantage of this to set. So, and also I need more spacing because the spacing I have above now, I think is much more in this particular section, section 3. So let's add more spacing to the bottom. So to do that, so here, so this is the part that is adding this thing to the bottom, 50 at the top. So left, I want 300 and bottom. So let me request for like 100, then 300 pixel for the right. So what this will do is we have more spacing at the bottom like this, just like this. So we have more spacing at the bottom. So, and here we have this area. So again, so I want to specify minimum heights for that box for this particular box. So I want to specify minimum height. The least it can be more than that, but the least I'm expecting now should be like 400 pixels. So if I save that, so instead of just giving those, so it should be stuff like this. You get it now? So here, so if I need something more, so I can add 500, add 600, depending on how tall you want that box to be. So also, so we want to set some padding at the top and at the bottom. But before we go much more into it, we want to set a background. And basically, I don't have access to this particular background image, but I will use one of our image as a background to this area. So to do that, all I need to do is set a background image. And for the background image, I'll use the URL. And in here, I want to reference dot slash. So this will go backward, dot slash. Then it goes inside of images. And I want to look for image 5. So save that, come back here. So here, so you should see that this image will be used for the background. So this is the image we want to use for the background. And let me remove this border. Technically, we don't need the border. It's just for you to know that we are getting that area right. So that's what matters to me. So, and now, so we want to add some couples of properties to this. So I want to set background repeat to no repeat. No repeat. Also, I want to set the background size to cover. So if I save that, you should see here. So we are able to see more of the image. So we have our backgrounds in place. So let's focus on these child. That is the sections inside of it, which is this area where we have the text. So we want that to look something identical to this. We have this repair services, then with how can we help you? So, and what do we have for the HTML? So we have one heading 4, and we have this span with H1. So, and that is a section. So to target that, so here, so I'll look for this selector, and I'll use that selector. I'll specify greater than section. We are looking for any section that is directly inside of it. So I want to set a background on that section, background color, and I want that to be that primary color.
Yeah, just copy and paste.
Yes, sir.
Should you copy and paste?
Copy and paste for what?
What I said.
I don't get your question, sir.
Oh, no problem. No, continue, sir. Continue. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. So then next thing I want to do is I want to change the display of these parent elements. So I'll change the display. So, and once again, I will be using flex. Then here, so I want to give the sections a size. So I will use the width. Then for the width, I will use calc. So I want CSS to define that automatically. So take the whole 100% available space that's available, then you divide it by 3. So that will be the size of this box. So, and in here, so you are able to see the box. So you can see the box now. Notice it's touching that other edge. So now, if you look at what we have here, it's not touching the edge. So instead, so what do we want to do? So we want to set some padding on the parent element. So I want to do padding, then top and bottom. So because if you look at it again, so you realize that it's not touching the top, at the same time it's not touching the bottom. So let's give top and bottom padding. So we want to set that to be like 30 pixels, and left and right. So let's set that to be like 60 pixels. If I save that, so the end result will be this. It will be somewhere here. So and I think that top and bottom, we still need to adjust it a little bit. So as well as the left and right. So let me change this to like 80. Then the top and bottom. So let me change it like 70. In here, so you see it like this. So yeah. So you can see this is in one side. Not exactly. So somewhere around this side is where we are having our this thing. Better still, let me make this 100. So you see more space in this edge. So now let me work on the text that we have inside of this particular area.
Yes. Good evening. Okay, I'm coming.
So the first thing I will do, I want to change the display of this section. So I want to change the display to the flex. So by doing that also, so if I save it, come here, so you see these items side by side. I don't want that. So I want to change this to flex direction dash direction, and I want that to be colon. So which technically means they will sit right back on top of one another. And here, I don't want to touch anything edge. So, and also I want to have some spacing at the top and at the bottom. So I want it at the top as well as the bottom. So to achieve that, so let's set a padding. So left and right, I want to set like top and bottom first. So let's say like 20. Let me use 30 pixel. Then left and right, I want to use 50 pixel. So save. So here we have more space to left and right. Okay, it's not that much. So let me use, I think top and bottom is more than the left and right. Yes. So here, so I will interchange this value. So 50 should be for the first one. That would be for top and bottom. Then the second value will be for left and right. So if I save that, come back here and here. So we should see it like this. Okay. Then another thing I want to do is I want to work on this text here. So by increasing it, I want to increase the size as well as the spacing. So here. So let's look for the heading 4. Heading 4. There I want the letter spacing, and I want to have like a 0.3 em. Save right here. Let me also increase the width. Font size, sorry, font dash size, and that will be like 2.5 rem. So let me check that if it's not too big. Change the 222. So let me use like a 2 rem. Okay. Also, still too big because of the spacing. So I don't want this to be as big as this. So let me use 0.25 em. Okay, so that's it's taking more space than what we require. So let me use like 0.1. Yeah. A little bit better. So let me reduce the font dash weight. Let me make that like 100. Too tiny. So let me compare it to this. So it's too tiny. Let's increment that a little bit. Let's try 300. That's what I'm going to get. 600. I think it's more better with 600. So what happens if I change these fonts dash family to area narrow. So area, so I want to use colon area and narrow. Narrow. That is change the weight like 400. Okay. So stuff like this. Let me increase the size of this other one. So here I want to copy my selector here. Control C. Here. Control V. So I'm looking for dots H1 because that one is inside of. So I want to change the font dash size. I want that to be like 4 rem. Save. Yeah, so you see that here, like this. Looking at this, so the line height is not as much like that. So yeah, how can we help you? We can make the fonts. So let's make it like 5. How can we help you? With 4. And let me increase the weight. So font dash weight border in here. Font dash boundary area. In here, there's a little bit of gap to the top. So margin top 20 pixel. How can we help? And here, so you look at it closely, there's like a line somewhere around this side. Hello, are we together? Hello?
Yes, I'm here, sir. I can hear you, sir.
So it's like there's a yellow line here, but the line is not really getting to the edge. No, it's very light. Unless you look at it closely, you never see that line. So there's a yellow line down here. So how can we achieve that yellow line? So how can we help? So now to get that, so what I want to do is I want to take advantage. So I will first set the position of this to be relative. Then here, I want to do colon, colon after. So it means this will create a new content. I want to set that element to have a content of an empty string, and I want to change the display. So I want to give it a width of like 70%, and that will be 70% of its parent. I will give a position of absolute. So position absolute. And in here, I want to give border, and to the bottom, I'll go with like 4 pixel solids, and now it's going to be like var, and let's use the dark yellow, deep yellow here. So deep yellow. So if I save that, come back here. So I see the yellow. So though this yellow is not as big, and notice in our own case now is much more. So I think the way I will interchange this as a color of this whole section. So the section will now have the deep dash yellow, whereas this we have, let me increase this border to like 8. Then it's going to be the normal yellow. Save, come back here. I have error. I think I have error in one of my reference. So deep yellow, and not yellow again. It's just deep yellow, not yellow again. So now, so you see the yellow, but this time around is more lighter. So what I want to do is I want to set the position. So I will set this to go to bottom, and I want it to offset a little bit, so I'll do minus 10 pixel. And I also want to do left of 0. So I save that, come back here. So you can see the yellow is under. So you see the yellow underneath it like this. And it's now 100%. It's just getting to halfway. So yeah, so I can push that a little bit down. So if I do 15, save, come back here. So a little bit downward. So trying to simulate the design here. Any questions on that part?
No, not really. No question.
Yeah, so I take advantage of pseudo elements after. So technically, I don't have these elements on the page, but I'm creating one virtually. So all because I just want to use it for a styling purpose, and instead of me adding an empty element to the HTML, there's no real point for me to do that. Why? Why? Because I can do all that from inside of my CSS. So since I can do it from CSS, so there's no real point for me to do it from the HTML page. So this though not exactly what we have, but at least we have something very close to what you have here. Any question?
The color not the same now. The color.
Yes.
How can we help?
Basically, I don't get their exact color, but I just want to stimulate something very identical. I know the colors are not the same. So I'm only interested in the design. Though we can get that color. So I think we can get that color. So if I view the page source, is it page source? Let me see. Is authenticated references, a bunch of JavaScript here. And background preview header right. So let me use inspector. Inspect. I can just grab. So my inspect, I need to go to the CSS type. And from here, so I can right click on this element now, right click and inspect that one. So take me right to that section. Then here, let me locate the color. So here is the color. So I can copy it from here. And let me change that here. Change it. So I'm not using it for this one now. Also, I'm using the other way now. So so what I can do is change that down there. Tip, yellow, black. Nice. So is it better now? Hello?
Yes.
So any other thing?
The color is closer to.
Because I need to go and inspect it, copy some of the color. So that is why we're able to get something that is a bit closer to their color. So that is that. So we can proceed, right?
Yes.
So now, so this is the, we are going to work with this section now. This section here. So this is the next section we want to work with. And okay, so let's go to our HTML. So first we move down to our HTML. Then I need to move my comments. I want to remove it. Then down here. So let me remove it completely. So I want to remove the comment completely. So because I want to work on the whole section. So here, up and here. So we are through with that. So here is, let's just give this an ID. ID of formula. Okay, so the formula will basically allow me to easily work on this side without any issue. Okay, so and again, so another manipulation I'll be doing is each of my cards should be so inside of a section. So and this we already have a section here, so I can give that a class of card grid dash grid like this. So I think that makes more sense. So then here, so I want to start working on section 5. So we are through with section 4. So let's start working with section pounds, section 5. Clear? So here, so I just want to go with pound, popular. So basically using that ID to target that particular area. So, and we have two area here. So we have some padding to the top and to the right. But I think the padding of this left is not as much as the padding of the right. So better still, so there's more space at this right-hand side, unlike the left. So basically, maybe we give like 60 to this left and give like 200 to this right. Anyhow, so and also we have top and bottom. So and on the top, we don't have much. We have some spacing also. So let me just write my padding straight away. So I want to have padding. Then for the top, so let's set like 70 pixel on the left. So I want to set like a 60 pixel on the bottom. I want to set like a 70 pixel also. Then on the right, I want to set bigger spacing. So save. And I come back here, save here. So we should see that section here like this. Okay. I think I have some error setting of my padding. Top left the top right, bottom left. And what exactly is wrong here? Why is it I have more? So if I do 60 and 2, so top right, bottom left. Okay, that is exactly what it should be. Top right, bottom left. So here is what we have. So what exactly do we want to do? So I want to convert this area, I convert it to a flex. So display flex. And here, so we are able to see these contents side by side. But instead, I don't want them side by side. So what exactly do we want? So we need to change the flex direction. We want to make that column. And when we make a column, so that is exactly, so we go back to our initial structure. So in here now, so I can work on the first area. So the first area, what do I have? So I have the popular services, and I have my contents. So after the home, I want to break. So let's add those break home, and after the property, I want to have break. So I want to go back to my HTML, and I want to add some break to it manually. So after the property, I want to add a BR tag. So that basically gave me a new line. After the home, I also want to have a BR tag. So this is nothing but just HTML. So look at it here. So it just break for us at that point. So then here, so in my CSS, I want to look for the first section, Control C, and paste. So I'm looking for sections that is directly inside of popular, then I need the end chart. And also I can say first chart. That is giving the first chart. So I want to change the display also. It's going to be flex. Save. Then here I can specify gap. So take advantage of gap to give space 30 pixels. So then I also want this to have a flex direction of column. So if I save that, so you see, but I think the spacing in this case is too much. So technically we don't really need more space like that. So instead of having all these rules, since we don't need more space, I don't think there's any need for that. So Control C. So let's just control the heading. So if we are going to do anything with that part later, so we will know. So I want to look for this heading 1 where we have the popular services. So I will target that H1. So change the font that size. So I want that to be like foreign. Save. Also, so let's look at the letter spacing, like -2 pixel. Also, the font dash weight should be like 400 pixel, 400. Let's look at it here. So here, we have popular services, but let's just go with -1. I want it to the two overlap popular services. Services. Font dash family area. Services. So let me remove the letter spacing. That will give me the regular spacing. And here, let me just change the font family of the whole section. And the paragraph now, so I can work on the line height. So here, Control C, Control V, paragraph. I want to work on the line height to be 1.5 EM. Save. Yeah. So yeah. So we have a little bit of spacing between this area and the down area here. So we want to move. So we go to the actual sections. I want to set a margin, push the elements after you down. So instead of using this, so we should be able to use gap because remember, the parent element is a flex. So we should be able to use gap on the parent element. So if I use gap of 20 pixels, so it should be equivalent to when I'm setting that spacing. So you notice I have some spacing here at the top. So if you want something more, so I can set it to 30. So there should be more gap here between them. So that's what that part is doing for us. So then the second part is converting each of these. And also that area, the whole area here has a background image. So there's a background image here. So not just background. In this case, so we need to set that here, background image. So we use the URL property. So we go back by one, so we can locate our images folder. And let's use the ING04. So let me check my folder. So I want to check the image I can use. Really? We don't really have any good image, but let's just go with one of the image. So preferably, let's go with that fifth image. So slash image 5. So also, let's set that same property, background, cover, size. We need to use cover. Also want background repeat. Background, then repeat. Set that to no repeat. And here I want to set background position. And I want to do bottom right. So background positions allow you to set where you want to see the image. So here now, you can see we are able to see more of the bottom area. So now, because the container currently is very, very big, so we cannot really see everything, but I will shape that shortly. So the container is too big. So what I want to do is I want to transform. So I want to transform this. So, and again, I will prepare this to have a white side. Let me change this. For me, I think we have a new. Okay, Mrs. Emanuela, welcome.
Thank you, sir. I was in a class. I just finished.
There you are. Right on, man. So let me take away this background position for the time being here. So we have, so I think this is much more better because I want this area to look whitish. So, and also I can add a background color. I can add a background color that was very transparent. So we can look at that later. So, but for the time being, so let's convert this. So I want this side by side. So instead of sitting right on top of one another, so I want them side by side. So to achieve that, so I need to look for the second child. So here I'll use this same selector, Control C. So I will be looking for the nth child, and this time around is the second section. So this is the section I'm looking for basically. Okay, and it's still the same thing. It has a class of card grid. So we can also use the card grid. So instead of me writing this complex selector, I can just do dot card dash grid. So it's going to do exactly the same thing. So what exactly we want to do? So we want to change the display to be flex. So if I save that, so if I come back here, so you should see now that we have each of these side by side. But currently, notice one of the box is bigger than the rest of them. And why is it bigger? It's because the picture is very, very big. Because that picture is the same thing it's the same picture that we are using for our background. So that is the problem. So here, inside of the card view, we have card. So I want to set the card, and I want to set a background color on the card. So background color will be white. So let me just use my variable. I have the white color, and also I want to set a padding of 20 pixels. So, and this should go all around. So you can see it here. So, and also I need a gap as well as this, all these pictures inside of the card. I want them to be equal as well as the content. The content. So let me give a gap first. So I'll go to the card grid. I give a gap property. And for the gap, I need like 20 pixels. So I'll look at what we have in the original structure. So this is the original structure. So it does not more, it's not more than that 20 pixels. But if you look at all the pictures here, okay, so you can see they are all equal. So I think we are not using the third picture or something is right. So I need to come here to one of the images. So instead of being image 5, it should be another image. It should be image 4. So let's save that. Okay, we already used 4. Let me check the image. Okay, image 4. Yes. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There are 3 of them, so this should be 3. Image 3 and save on back here. So yeah, so down here. So this is exactly what it should look like. This is exactly what it should look like. So then when you look at this area, so you can see that inside of this box, we still have some spacing amongst those cards. So to achieve that, it's very easy. All I need to do is just make each of my cards a flex. So change the display to flex. And I can change the flex direction, because by making it flex, you see your content side by side. I'll change the flex direction, flex dash direction. I want to change that to polar. And finally, we want to specify a gap of like 30 pixels. So this will be gap top and bottom. So yeah, so you can see here. So we are able to have gap between them. So currently, I think the gap. So if not too much, so we have the gap there. Let me just change this gap to like 20. Let us see it's too much. So and here is what we are now getting. So each of our text here now have a color. They have a color. And that color, so you see they have a color here. Those are yellow. So let's just give the card. Control C. And what do we have for the card? So we have the heading 3. So card H3 says the background color. Is it background? No, color, just the color of the text. So color, primary yellow. Save, come back here. So you see that yellow color here. Wow. Text in italic, so third paragraph, the card, and the paragraph fonts, the style going to be italic, then also we want their color to be this gray. So far, let's go with this light gray. So save, come back here. It's kind of too much, but this is the kind of what we have. So let me look at this. So adding the same thing. So now for these sections, I want this top area to look whitish, like this top area here to be much more whitish. Nature, and let me look at this card. So the padding I'm giving to my card as well. So let me try to work with 30. This is what 30 look like. Not too bad. So let's work on the background of these sections a little bit more. So for that, so use someone again. So who is that person? Mr. Okeze is no more around. Miss Riley Roy, are we together?
Yes, I can.
Okay, no problem. So I don't know, maybe Mr. Okeze is having issue with his network. So I want to work on the background because I want that top area to be white. So I need to go to the popular sections. So here, so I want to start working with a background color. So I will use a linear and dash. So let me use repeating. Repeating.
You don't have to sit. You can't sit down, please.
Comma and here. So repeating linear gradient. And here at the top, I want to go with FFF. That is going to be white. And here, I want to go with other color that is going to be very transparent. So here, so let me just look for a color. Use this yellow color, but I'm going to make it very transparent. So Control C. And here, I have this. Here, I want to make this A. The A means alpha, so dot. Now I want to do dot 8. Back here, so project. So you see that the top area here is not white, but we can actually see the background image, but it's not too looking good. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to set a stop. Let's set a stop. So let me give this like 10%. Let's see what that would look like. Don't really have much, right? Yes. What happens if I take this out and I give it to the second? This. Okay. So this is sorry. Instead of using repeating, when you do it, using that. So excuse me, I'll be back shortly. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, he's doing projects.
Yes.
Okay. How cracking? What is happening?
Leave that in.
So what about yesterday's one? Is it the same project?
I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes, it's a continuity. This is a continuity of that yesterday project.
Okay.
Okay. So it's working fine for me, but I still don't want it this way. So I want, so let me just do
Please
that.
share your screen.
Okay, let me share that. Forgotten I use the stop one. So so I want to So where I'm adding this linear gradient, so let me just verify top and right, top left, or from where I mean from to top left. Internal right. Inside this top to top. There are any differences here? Yes. So I want this to take more by 10 and this stop. So if I set another bigger value, so we make this more transparent, I want 9.5. It's almost really transparent. Mm, 2%. So it's not giving me exactly what I'm looking for, but really, yes. Though this is exactly what I want to try to achieve. I want to achieve white here, and I will have the background here. So I'm able to see the background, but currently now I cannot see through much like that. So let me convert this to RGB and let me test it out. So RGB, this is still the same as 0, minus 0, minus 0. Okay, now this will be 2, 5, 5. The next value will be 2, 5, 5 as well. Third one will be 2, 5, 5 as well. That should be completely white. So if I add comma, I need a. And here I will pass comma and 0.5. There, so I can completely make this transparent. So it's working, but the white is still affecting other area. The white is affecting other area. Affecting the other area. So let me just remove it altogether. And we leave the background. So it's better because of the background that we are using, because it's exactly the same background that we have up and down here. So let me try change the position. Let's see. Right, left, right, mouse left, area. That's what we have. happening like this bottom left. Bottom and left. Okay. Okay, so it shifted up, but not really, really giving me what I want. So let me try another trick there. So what happens if I use my background on the first sections? If I use background, image, and I use linear gradients. And here I want to start with white. RGB. So 55 from now. 255 from now. 255. So, yeah. I want to have this again here. And this time around, I want to make this complete transparent. So what I say, says that one. So what I said like 10. It's not really going to work for us because we have this thing here. We have padding. It's not touching the edge. I think it can work for us. It can work because there's padding there. So I don't have direct access to the background here. So unless what happens if I view, inspect, here is an image. Image is hosted on nice. So I actually go and copy the image from their this thing. So better still, so this is the link to the image. So we can as well paste this in our URL. So if we need to download the image, I think we should be able to paste this inside of our URL. So HTTP /paste. Take me to the image. And here is the image, so I can save it from here. So let me save it directly here. So, image 06. Save. So, do you get what I'm doing there? Hello.
Yes, I got what you're saying.
So I just go to this original website here. So I check their source code. So I'm able to copy the link from there. So I'll be able to download the exact background. So and here too, so I can do that here. So here, this will be the exact background. So copy the link address. And if I paste it here, link, so we give me exactly this image. So save. This should be image 07. Let's see. For me, I don't want to go through that route of getting the listing numbers. Since we needed this, so all I need to do here is I can now replace this area. So I can replace this with offline image. So it's going to be dot/, then images in 06. So I say that I see the same thing as so here. So it's going to be exactly the same thing as this. Also, so we can change from this other area. So instead of using this, so we can use, so I'll go to section 4. So the background of section 4 now. So instead of using this, we can use that 07. So we're going to be /image7. Save. Come back here. So there, so you can see yours. So this. So any question?
Yeah, I would like to have the video so I can use it to practice.
Okay.
I'm more of just listening, but not really doing much as such. To me, but I don't know about that, but that's where you need the video to do something. Just go through this.
So Mrs. Rani Roy.
Yes, I can hear you.
So
No question. It's just the video, as he said.
So, but I believe with the project actually help in understanding some CSS property as well.
Yes, it did.
Why? So, and I think we have Mr. Delay. Somebody there. Mrs. Manuela. No,
Yes, I'm here.
you are not actually,
I'm
you
just
are not with
listening.
us since yesterday.
Yes, yesterday and today I was so busy.
Yeah, so sorry about that. So,
So
and
it's
this is
well.
what we are able to put together. Though we are not yet through, we are not even yet through with the, but we try to cover so much in the area. So we still have this other area. So we want to add this, yes, this area. We will also add this area as well as this form area. We will add this area. We have this area.
Sorry, if I may ask, how many classes have we had with you? I think it's up to, is it up to 6?
Altogether,
Yes, or it's more than
this should be the 6th class. If I'm right.
this particular.
Yes. Abi or more? I don't know.
But we only have about how many videos? And one of the videos I don't know. Mrs. Raniwad, were you able to download that CSS grid video?
No, those things they are posted on their what's it called? YouTube channels. So you can only download it on YouTube. You can't.
I downloaded it. I have it on me. I have the video.
Really?
Yes, I have
Which one
all those videos.
Which one were you able to download? As all of them, all those CSS grid and the rest? The 4 of them.
Yes, those ones they just gave us the link on YouTube. I have them. I've downloaded them.
I have the 4 of them. Okay, I'll still try the other one. Let me see if I can get it. So if you say this is the 6th one, okay. So we're having 2 videos to go.
No, like more than 3 or 4 videos. Not
it's
even
more than,
2.
no, it's more than. Now remember, last week on.
Yes.
Has not been sent. So this should be the 8th time we're having you now.
8th.
Today's on.
Wow.
Yes, not 6. It's not 6. Today will make it the 8th time.
If they keep on keep piling these things, not good now. All these things.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's not good now. This video be like, I mean, all these things. These are the things. Why can't be missing out now? It's not really good. It's not good now. Please, now. We need video. If anything I can help, okay, I can be doing help them. But show them. Let me show me how to do the editing. I'll do the doing this. So we'll do
You
the ready. Ready. I don't understand. Please, so let's just focus on do this and do it. Whatever they help us, we need their help. They need us, please.
Okay. Nemo, we need this to make money.
Honestly, because we can't do half and half now. I become a half-baked person now. It doesn't make sense.
Not half-baked. If a company call you for developing, you'll not be able to develop. Come.
You have the confidence now. You can't even stand and say, I can do this now. It's not really
yes, you cannot if you didn't do it very well.
I will try my best.
And Nigeria is not smiling. Everything just going on.
Every day, every fucking day, everything is going on.
Honestly.
Even yourself that you're our instructor.
Please let them help us, honestly.
You don't have your contacts. Can you give us your contact? In short, if they cannot put it on your platform, give us individually. So we're contacting you individually. They don't want to put it on the platform, no problem. Give us your contact.
It should be on WhatsApp, on their group now. That group now.
He's not on the group. Oh.
I've told the person in charge of the group to add me since. So it's just giving me this thing.
That's all.
The problem is anytime I'm here to take class, we will have closed. So I don't meet him. So we only talk over the phone. So that's why I'm unable to.
So no problem. Give us your number. Let's contact you individually. See, that is what they want.
So I'll be added to the group.
And with my phone, give me your WhatsApp number because I can't fish out.
I will text it now. I will text it I will chat it to the group.
Which group? How are you going to chat it to the group now?
This Zoom chat area. I will send it here now.
I don't want to hear comment. Give me. I know what you just give me. I want to know what I'm doing. What is it?
I just send the number now.
You sent it? Yes. Okay, I've seen it. It's important. I beg, shut your mouth. That I did what? Your pencil. What is that? What am I not?
Hey, are you the one that flashed me?
Is using your
okay, Mr. Okenzie.
Ori missing. Ogo.
I'm not gonna eat your food if you're not going down. So what do you say your name? Say your name is M-O-R-B-Z-O-M. Which one?
O-M.
O-M.
Yes.
Okay.
Orimison. O-R-I-M-I-C-A.
S-A-N. O-R-I-M-I-S-A-N.
I did not get you. Type it.
Ogunga.
Ogunga, yes. O-G. Ogunga is O-G-U-N-G-A.
People on your own. You're on your,
Ma?
you're on your own. Type it.
Okay.
My head is correct, Abi.
Kind of.
Say my head is correct. Is your head not work correct? And I've missed you.
No, that's what is here, Yoruba, but I like to learn.
Avira.
Your Yoruba name now. Orimis. Please, let's have the contact.
To help us to say, okay? All these things. Whatever somebody wants to hold, we can. We have our standing. We have about. Look at now. We're not dragging how many videos.
It shouldn't be so in the first place.
I think it's much more than this, sir.
I say it shouldn't be so.
It should not be so.
This video should get to you as soon as possible. So you
well.
can
I mean, just do it well.
They even use YouTube.
Yes.
Well, this is not. I want.
You said?
Close this chapter. Maybe January will start on that thing.
January.
I don't know.
What are you going to start January?
Maybe start using it, applying for this thing now.
That's why I want to learn it now. Am I learning it for free? I don't pay for it. Get money now.
Because Nigeria is not smiling. Honestly, look at dollar. How much?
Nigeria is not smiling. Even me, I'm not smiling with Nigeria. Me, I'm angry. That's all your own.
That one has to be for another day, honestly.
All these things we are doing is just to help our life. So at anywhere they call you can be able to like get small change and add to what you do. Where can you sit down? Sit down. Sit down. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. Ogunga Orimison.
Yes.
Orimison.
Wait.
It's not that popular. It's not that distinct. It's a very deep name.
The typical Ndoma's name.
Wow.
Wonder. You're from Mondo.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
You guys like pounded yam?
Very well.
Okay,
Even me personally, I love pounded yam.
Pounded yam plus other things. There's under kind of meat this side like. I don't know if you guys like it. Are you part of them?
Yes, of course. I do.
Dog meat.
Sure.
That means dog will be scared of you now.
No. It's apple. I love dog as well.
Well.
Thank you, sir. So
okay, sir.
Next class, so we continue from where we stopped there.
Yes, sir. Please, the video, please. So
stand up.
And make sure they are passing the video to you. If my problem is I don't know if the other videos are not yet ready. This one that we are recording now, they should be ready as early as possible. Then I don't think there's
Exactly.
any need for us to be.
The one that started with us, in fact, the one who started with us, we shouldn't be losing out in all this. All of them should be ready, supposed to be available now. That's what I'm saying.
Google matter one thing I go to complain. I'll go to complain, but I actually need this. I know this coding. Coding is a very
If you
serious
see,
thing. If you leave it, your name is sorry.
we have not even started coding. No. We have not even started coding. We have not even started coding.
We've not done JavaScript though.
JavaScript is JavaScript React. I've not even done Bootstrap.
Not Bootstrap, yes. I think the three of them are really four of them safe.
JavaScript and React, those ones who have not. That one is where coding. All this coding. What they call it?
Bootstrap,
object oriented and all those things now. And
because they are part of what they told us.
Listening, action listening, all this kind of. Bootstrap is something that maybe that one cannot take much, but say JavaScript will take us deep. That's the core for frontend. That's the thing that make the site interactive.
Interactive, okay.
Can you do a lot of things? So
yes, JavaScript handles the interactivity.
We need to do project. In fact, it should be at the end of it. Should be able to do like a calculator, scientific calculator, or something.
That would be in JavaScript. I'll be showing you stuff like that in JavaScript.
JavaScript or React, yeah, we'll get that end.
Yes,
do calculator, very good calculator.
I can show you with React. There are lots you can use. You can create to-do lists. You can do many more.
If we can create, because isn't this leg that we're using to get this thing? I know we can't do this if we're using this kind of leg now. We can't be able to do all this thing. Look, I'm the only man that is on this. Others who have started with us. They're no longer here. I don't know why they're not coming. I don't know what happened.
Wait, though. How can somebody pay for this and the person will just like give it up like that? Can you stop that nonsense?
I don't know. I don't know.
You just give it up like that. You do not even
because of what this is now. Mr. Bassi and the other one now. The other one. I've not been seeing them. I think we used to be 12 here there. Used to be some like 7 or something like that. Yeah.
Really, people can 7 or 8. People can get fed up if everything is not